Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And to all my brothers out here preaching this truth to you, I say Shalom. This is Amatazar from the Chicago camp coming back at you again with a lesson entitled Truly in Vain is Salvation Hoped For from the Hills. So this lesson is in regards to the wayward Israelite group called Genesis. All right, who's taking the bag? Okay, they've taken the bag, and here they are uh, on their little podcast promoting GOCC's $1,000 Cornelius Challenge. Okay, we're not interested in debating. The scriptures do the talking for us. We're not trying to prove any points. Let him be filthy still. Okay, we're gonna let them do their thing. All right, but we still gonna do these lessons, and we still gonna cut the shit out of them with these lessons. All right, they're not adjusting to the feedback. This is not the first lesson I've done on Cornelius. All right, I've done another lesson on Cornelius, uh, being a memorial. All right, to the nation of Israel. But let's go ahead and get it again. All right. So number one, the heathen have not kept the Lord's precepts. That's important. Okay, because they're trying to espouse. All right, that the heathen can obtain salvation. All right, but the heathen have not kept the Lord's precepts. Okay, let's get into it. This is second Ezra 3:30. All right, so Ezra is crying out for his people. For I have seen how thou sufferest them sinning, and hast spared wicked doers, and hast destroyed thy people, and hast preserved thine enemies, and hast not signified it. I do not remember how this way may be left. Are they then of Babylon better than they of Zion? Okay, so Ezra is tripping because he's watching Israelites getting judged. Okay, and the wicked doers are being spared. Verse 32. Or is there any other people that knoweth thee beside Israel? Or what generation have so believed thy covenants as Jacob? And yet their reward appeareth not, and their labor have no fruit. For I have gone here and there through the heathen, and I see that they flow in wealth and think not upon thy commandments. Weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in the balance, and theirs also that dwell the world. And so shall thy name nowhere be found, but in Israel. Or when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in thy sight? Or what people have so kept thy commandments? Thou shalt find that Israel by name, that means specifically, have kept thy precepts, but not the heathen. Okay? All right. So Ezra makes a definitive statement, okay, through the Spirit, and says that thou shalt find that Israel by name specifically have kept thy precepts, but not the heathen. The heathen have not kept the precepts. All right. So what is this lesson about? This lesson is about Cornelius, the Cornelius challenge, proving that Cornelius is an Israelite. Easy to do. Easy to do. This is Amos 3:1. Hear this word that Yahweh hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. All right. So Amos 3:1 okay, is confirming what's going on in Second Ezra 3 and 30. Okay, Israel were being judged of the Lord. Why? Because the Lord knows Israel. Okay. Now, Hebrews 12 and 6 says, "For whom the Lord Yahweh loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then ye be bastards and not sons." All right. So Israelites, all right, they get their ass tore off. All right. They've been getting their ass tore off because they haven't been keeping the commandments. All right. And they have to pay for that. Now, Psalms 119, 1 and 55, it says, "Salvation is far from the wicked, for they seek not thy statutes." All right. So while Genesis is trying to save, all right, Genesis is trying to save the wicked, the heathen, all right, and the wicked more specifically. Well, the scriptures are saying that salvation is far from the wicked, for they seek not thy statutes. See, Genesis ain't adjusting to the feedback because they've been blinded, all right, and they're full of delusion. This is Job 21 and 13. "They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto the Most High, Depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. What is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him?" All right, there is no profit for the wicked to pray unto the Lord because he ain't hearing you. All right, and they know that. Okay, that's why Job said it. All right, they know that the Lord ain't hearing them. This is Psalms 10 and 4. "The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts." Okay, that's a definitive statement. Okay, now let's look at Acts the 10th chapter. Easy to prove, that Cornelius is an Israelite. The man is considered godly. All right. Now, this is very easy to prove. Acts 10 and 1. "There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band, a devout man and one that feared the Lord." All right. Being devout is being godly. Okay. This is G21:52. Usesabes. I can't say it. All right. Yosebes. I forgot how they pronounce that. But to be pious and dutiful, to be devout, godly, okay, well reverent, okay, devout, godly. So here you have it. It says a devout man and one that feared the Most High with all his house. Okay, so that means that you reverence and obey. Okay, so Cornelius was reverencing and obeying the Lord, him and all his house. Hold on, wait a minute. We just read precepts that talked about salvation is far from the wicked, for they seek not thy statutes. So if Cornelius is a godly man, that means that he's what? He's actually following the statutes. If he's a reverent man, okay, he's a fearful man, he's obeying those statutes. He says, "A devout man and one that feared the Most High with all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed." Listen to that. He prayed to the Most High always. He saw in a vision, evidently about the ninth hour of the day, an angel of the Most High coming in to him and saying unto him, "Cornelius." And when he looked on him, he was afraid and said, "What is it, Lord?" And he said unto him, "Thy prayers and thine alms are come up for a memorial before the Most High." All right. Now, this is very important. because it says, thy prayers and thine alms are come up. How are they getting up? How are they coming up to the Lord? Let's look and see. Okay. Sirach 35:6. The offering of the righteous maketh the altar fat, and the sweet savor thereof is before the Most High. The sacrifice of a just man is acceptable, and the memorial thereof shall never be forgotten. Okay? The angel just told Cornelius that his prayers and his alms are come up for a memorial before the Most High. Okay? I'm going to read that again. Sirach 35:6. The offering of the righteous maketh the altar fat, and the sweet savor thereof is before the Most High. The sacrifice of a just man is acceptable, and the memorial thereof shall never be forgotten. All right? That's a big clue right there. You can, first of all, you got an angel visiting him and letting him know that his prayers have reached the Lord. Okay? And it's such a blessing, it's to be remembered. Sinners' prayers are heard, let alone the heathen. Okay? Lamentations 3:44. Thou hast covered thyself with a cloud, that our prayer should not pass through. Okay? I'm going to read that again. Lamentation 3:44. All right? Thou hast covered thyself with a cloud, that our prayer should not pass through. The Lord covered himself with a cloud so he wouldn't even hear the prayer of the wicked and the sinning Israelites. This is John 9:31, another precept. Now we know that the Most High heareth not sinners. But if any man be a worshiper of the Most High, and doeth his will, him he heareth. Okay? Him he heareth. This is Sirach 35:17. The prayer of the humble pierceth the clouds, and till it come nigh, he will not be comforted, and will not depart till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment. All right, so the prayer of the humble pierces the clouds. Okay, Tobit 12:15. How is the prayers of the humble piercing the clouds? Okay, and that humble is the meek. How are the prayers of the meek, or the prayers of the humble piercing the cloud? This is Tobit 12:15. I am Raphael, one of the seven holy angels, which present the prayers of the saints. Cornelius' prayers was presented because he's a saint, and which go in and out before the glory of the Holy One. Tobit 12:15. I am Raphael, one of the seven holy angels, which present the prayers of the saints, and which go in and out before the glory of the Holy One. All right, who are the saints? Psalms 50:5. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. All right, and that sacrifice is found in the book of Leviticus, I believe the 26th chapter. Psalms 148:14. He also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel. A people near unto him, praise ye the Lord. Cornelius was a saint. Cornelius is the Lord's people. His prayers came up unto him by one of the seven holy angels, like Raphael, who present the what? Prayers of the saints. And in closing, this is the axe cut. Jeremiah 3:23. Truly in vain is salvation hoped for from the hills and from the multitude of mountains. Truly in Yahweh our power is the salvation of Israel. All right. So once again, these men have taken the bag, all right, and they let these small hats, all right, have them out here all turned around, All right, and all delusional. I mean, ultimately, it's the Lord. But they took the bag. All right, because these small hats, they need somebody to try to proclaim that salvation is for everybody, but it's in vain. It's in vain. All the talking points are moot. All right, these scriptures say what they say. All right, and they don't have to accept it. Okay, we got the truth. I pray this lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom.